Hey everyone, so I've added some new things onto my Mercari page. From time to time I add new things onto Mercari, and I figured I'd let you all know about it since time to time people ask me about my Mercari. So of course, you know my first love is makeup when it comes to my Mercari. So there's quite a few things of makeup on there: eyeshadow, blush, bronzer, highlighter. Some of them are new with tags, most of them are like gently used things. And I have some clothes from my recent closet declutter you all saw. I have a couple of bags that are brand new with tags. I have a few pieces of clothing that are brand new with tags. I have some fragrances, some skincare, some body care that I need to add on, so stay tuned. So that stuff will be coming there. A couple of things from Adrian as well, so you can check out what's there after the video.
What's up, everyone? It is your girl Gelbeauty-QM here, aka Grace, and today we're gonna get into the eyeshadow Verzuz. So I had this series like a couple of years ago on my channel where I would show two different brands and compare each palette, give you my feeling on the formula, the price point, and the looks I come up with and all that, and then we would battle one palette from each brand with similar color stories against each other. So I went through my collection of 2024 best eyeshadow palettes of 2024, and I went through and found some more of these to do because I don't know if you all missed them, but I definitely missed them. It's one of my favorite eyeshadow series I have come up with. So without further ado, let's get into this video. But if you like videos like this, if you like a good eyeshadow palette content, I do Why You Don't Need, so there should be one popping over my face right now, and I do just eyeshadow palette reviews in general. If you like a good complexion video, because I love a complexion moment as well, I've done I think 2 or 3 newer ones. Then if you like a good fragrance video, of course I have done some of the latest ones from Kylie and Snif. I do have a code with Snif. It's Grace10. If you want to purchase anything from their website, you can use it and you can get a discount. Finally, if you like a good fashion video, because honey, you all had asked me about fashion about a year ago. So for the last good 6 months or more, I've been doing fashion shorts at least twice a week. So I have fashion shorts, and then I have some longer form fashion content for those of you who want to see how I layer the pieces and what pieces I already own and put with things in order to make them aesthetically pleasing the way I do in the shorts. So I did one on TJ Maxx because I go there every week, and someone had asked me to show how I style the things I find and buy from TJ Maxx. So I did that, and I have that video up finally. Then I did one on Forever 21 for my fashion forward girlies who like to buy layering pieces from them as opposed to Temu. I don't want you to get stung by a scorpion, because I've seen videos where like there were scorpions in people's Temu packages. So just to be safe, you know, just go ahead and buy it from Forever 21, girl. They've been having actually really nice and amazing deals, which is why I ended up buying them from there and giving you this. I have bought from this brand called Johansson. Now they're a little more pricier, but I like the uniqueness of the style of their clothing and the idea that the owner came up with. It's in Sydney, Australia, and I actually bought some more pieces from them recently. So next spring, hopefully I should have that video up and ready for you, because I have pre-filmed, because y'all know I do my videos outside, and honey, it's cold. It's winter time in Chicago right now. So yeah, but if you like stuff like that, make sure you hit the subscribe button below. If you like more home decor content, you know, like candles, organization, vlogs, and cooking and couponing videos, then my membership is probably what you want to look at. I do a vlog once a month, and in between I do organization of my closet, my clothes, my makeup. You know, I show you the way I meal prep and cook stuff. I also do a lot of couponing, and I'm going to start uploading that soon too, so stay tuned for that, members, and get excited. But on to this video. So the brands we are putting against each other are Adept Cosmetics and Oden. So I love both of these brands. So after I went back and looked through some of my videos I had done, I was like, I've done an awful lot of videos with them on their own, comparing them to each other. So I was like, maybe we should just get a cute little, you know, video of, what do you call it, eyeshadow Verzuz, and see which one I prefer over all of it. Put this to rest. So without further ado, let me show the palette. So I'm gonna start off with Oden's Eye. So we have Angie's palette, Oden's Eye for Halloween, the little ghost palette. I know there was controversy around this because people was talking about how she doesn't celebrate Halloween or doesn't know anything about Halloween because they don't celebrate it in Sweden, and that's why people were mad. But my whole thing is, like she said, she'd been here a couple of years and she was starting to get into the spirit of it. So since the brand is a Swedish owned brand, it would make sense for them to get a Swedish person who is moved to America and identifies more with Halloween now because of them living here, and give the people in Sweden an idea of like what it's about by using her as the person that they did the collab with. I'm assuming, I don't know, that's the thought process I assume they came up with. But as usual, Angie hit the color story at the park. I love just about every color story of any palette Angie has ever made, to be perfectly honest. Like, I have every collab the woman has come out with, so clearly the woman knows how to make a color story. Say what you want, say what you want, Angie's color stories are gonna be fire, just like this one. So I love the color story of this, I love the formula of this. I think Angie did a excellent job on this palette, and it is one of my most used ones, especially because it's one of her newer ones. Like I try not to use Club Nebula, even though it's like probably one of my all-time favorite ones, just because you can't get it anymore. I know she said they had a few of these left when I watched a video she did recently, so hopefully they still have it. I think she said it was on sale. When I checked, it was on sale for 30% off. I don't know if it still is now, but it is definitely one of my favorite collabs she has ever done. So yeah, this is definitely getting a 3 for me. Then we have Cyborg Choir from Adept Cosmetics. I do have a code with Adept, so you can use code Gelbeauty87 to get a discount on any Adept palettes you see on here. Now, this one, honey, yes, it's giving I'm Living. I love the color story of this. I like the fact there's a little more deeper and grungier than Angie's. Matter of fact, let me put them side by side so you can see. As you can see, she did more of like the bright red and stuff, and I feel like they did more of the dark gray instead of the bright red, and kind of just leaned into pink instead of red. So that's, to me, the only difference in between these two palettes. However, I feel like I have already done videos on both of these. Do not quote me, but in my mind I feel like I did. Now I know I remember doing the Adept one with the Nomad Stargazer palette, and I think I did the Adept one with one other palette, I'm quite sure, and I feel like it was Angie's palette, so we're not going to do that one in this video. But I love Adept shimmers. They are amazing, and over the years I feel like their matte formula has gotten better and better. But since the owner is more of a shimmer girl instead of a matte girl, I understand why she doesn't focus on it as much. But I feel like she did take the constructive feedback well and went ahead and, you know, made it a better formula for people who do care more about mattes, or at least, you know, thought the matte quality could be better. So I always appreciate that she takes consideration of what people have to say, because at the end of the day, people are supporting the brand. So, you know, gotta give people what they want, and she did by making a better matte formula. I love this palette. I think it's absolutely stunning, and it's getting 3 from me. So I feel like this is the brand that's going to have like tie for the most part. Then I sit here and see this next palette. Now I have done this palette already, the Snow Dream palette. This is from their 2023 release. This is like my least favorite holiday palette from them. They have 6, right? Yeah, they have 6 palettes. No, sorry, they have 8 palettes now. So this, yeah, this was 2023 though. So they have 8 palettes. I would say this is like my least one out of all of the palettes, just because I don't feel like this is necessarily like brown people of color friendly. I mean, we can use the reds and a little bit of the greens, but I don't, just overall the color story of it just seems like to me it's for a person with a lighter skin tone. So this one is my least favorite. The formula of it is fine. The color story is lacking for me. The price point is the same as their normal palette, so I'm not gonna trip about that. So it gets a 2 out of 3 for me, just because the color story just isn't doing it for me. Now I like the look I got with it, okay, but I wasn't in love with it. It was more like a warm tone thing, and y'all know warm tones aren't really my thing. So, you know, if you want to see any of these videos, because the first 3 palettes I'm showing you, I actually did videos already comparing them to these Adept palettes. So this is the Cimmerian Sunset. I felt like this was just a lighter version of the Cimmerian Sunset in my personal opinion, and Cimmerian Sunset has a little bit more depth to it, and I like it a little bit better. Plus, like I said, the shimmers in the Adept palettes are out of this world. I absolutely love the shimmers in here. I actually reached for this more the year that I bought it than I expected to, just because I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did. But I got some really nice looks out of this palette. I think this one is still available. I think Cyborg Choir might still be available as well. I do have a link with Adept Cosmetics down below, so you can check any of these you are interested in, but I'm pretty sure that, you know, they already have them available, or they still have them available. Next we have the Jewels and Gem palette. This is what she looks like on the inside. So I like the color story of this. It's like a grungy mauve type tone palette. I believe I compared this to the Cool Truths palette from Cosmic Beauty a while ago, because I feel like they were really similar in tone. I was like, well, do you really need the Cosmic Beauty one if you have the Unzai one, since the Unzai one did come out first? But then I have another palette from Adept that I feel like is really similar to this. I do like this palette a lot. I like the fact that it gives me a nice purple, mauvey, grungy type color, and it gives like some of those weird tones I like to have in palettes. So like this weird tone right here, and then this weird tone right here, and this weird tone. So it has like weird tones in it, but it still has like neutral sense of color to it. So you can do like a nice neutral tone mauve shade, because mauves are my favorite types of neutral. So that, I think, is why I like this palette a little bit more as well, because I can have all my like mauve moments when I need to do a mauve neutral look, but I'll still have some fun weird pops of colors if I want to make it like a little extra, a little weird, or make it a little stand out as opposed to being a normal neutral color. So it gets a 3 from me, because I like the price point of it, I like the color story of it, and I like Unzai formula overall. So next we have Amy Loves and Adept Cosmetics. As you can see, these palettes look quite similar. I've already done a video on these as well, so needless to say, I'm not going to use these in the video. I'm trying to decide between the last two palettes I'm going to show you which one, sorry, the last two sets of palettes I show you which one we're actually going to use in the video. But this is what both of them look like side by side. As you can see, they're quite similar. So I personally like the one from Oden's a little better. In all fairness, it's just because the pinks in here don't actually look pink. Like they have this silvery effect to them or something else. And every time I talk about this palette, I know you're tired of it. But it's like, when it's supposed to be pink, I expect it to be pink. And the pinks in here were not pink. And it's literally called pink, but then it gives like this like gold, silverish, like reflect. And it's just like a pink undertone in the pan. So that's really what makes me not like this palette. So for that reason, the other shimmers in it are nice. The mattes in it are okay. But I don't know. This one gets a 1 for me because I don't really like the color story. It gets a 1 for the price point. I didn't really like the looks that I did with this either. They were okay, but it was like, I don't know, like I wanted to have like a pink in a corner or a pink pop on the lid, and it wasn't giving me that because that's not what it does. So that was a downside of the palette for me. Okay, so next we have the Hella palette from Oden's and Angie, or Angelica Nikovic. So this was her very first collab with Oden's, and I was shocked that they didn't collab with her first. Because if you all remember, they originally collabed with Tina the Fancy Face, Annette's Makeup Corner, and someone named Judy. And then they came out with Angie's, I think, palette, or her 3 palettes, and then they came out with the ones with Baddie Bean, Makeup Just for Fun, and Lauren May Beauty. So this is her original palette. I did have 2 of them. I gave one to my friend though because she was really in love with the fluorescent shade that Angie had put in it. And overall, I think this is really nice color story because you get a nice smoky moment down here. You can do a pink and green eye, or you can just do a green eye and just put the pinks with the dark shades to make a dark smoky pink eye. So I like the color story of this. I like the form of this. I think Angie, again, did a great job with this palette. This wouldn't be my top pick of all of her collabs, but I mean, I still like it enough to still keep it and do looks with it from time to time. So I would definitely say that this gets all 3 boxes checked for me. And this one, I'm trying to debate if I want to put it in for our eye look with the palette. So next we have the Unity palette from Adept. Again, this came out this year, I believe, in 2024. I'm filming this in 2024. I don't know if you're going to see in 2024 or 2025, but you know. Again, as you can see, the color stories look somewhat similar. I feel like this is more a grungy, deep version of Angie's palette with less green. Because as you can see, it has green, but like it has like 1 green, whereas Angie focused more on the green than she did on the grungy part of it. So it's like if you go on a more grungy version of Angie's palette, I feel like the Unity palette would be good for you. They also came out with a blush and highlighter palette that was amazing quality, so you might want to just buy the bundle and get both of them because you do get a discount, and then you can try out their formula because that was the first blush palette they have to the best of my knowledge. But back to these, I don't know, I feel like because they look somewhat similar, we could pull off a look because you got that bright pink, you got that dark shade, and you have like a green, and then she has green and that dark shade and pink. So that's why I was figuring maybe we could try one of these against each other. But at the same time, I'm like, I feel like the shimmers in this one are going to outshine the shimmers in Angie's palette. Plus, I feel like I recently did a video with Angie's palette against another palette that's supposed to have pinks and like ultra sparkly shimmers. So it's like I don't want to be repetitive and be doing too much as far as copying it goes, you know. So that's why I'm like, I think I just want to go ahead and not worry about it. So this is a we'll see. So when I come back, we'll find out which one I did. On to the last set. So I have their other holiday palette from 2023, the Hey Reindeer palette. This is what she looks like on the inside. This one is really similar to a palette from Juvia's place. It's called The Candy Shop, I believe. And it gives a really similar tone and vibe. I did a video comparing both of those if you were interested in a more affordable option. Because obviously, Juvia's place is going to be more affordable than Oden's. Although we don't know what's going on with Juvia's place. Have you noticed they haven't really come out with too much? If anything, they've been slowing down production quite a bit. I think they came out with, did they come up with any palettes this year? I honestly don't remember. I feel like maybe it was like 1. Because I can't remember if the Culture 2 palette came out this year or not. But that's the only palette I feel like I've picked up from them recently. So I'm wondering what's going on with them. Random side note. But they do have a palette that's really similar to the Hey Reindeer palette if you didn't want to pay the price that Oden's charges. But I digress. I like the color story of this. I thought it was going to be more similar to their Rosy Jingle palette, but it turned out not to be, which I was kind of surprised by, but at the same time I was like relieved by, because who wants to buy repeats of shades over again? So I like this one. It's one of the Christmas ones I reached for over the other ones. So I would say it gets a 3 for me because it's the normal price point that they charge. It's the normal formula that they have, and I like the looks I came up with when I used it. So let's show it up against the Legend of Ardra palette. I believe that's how you say it. Again, I'm sorry if I said it wrong, but this is what they look like side by side. So again, I felt like they looked somewhat similar. I didn't think they were exact because obviously it doesn't have the yellow, but it does have like the mauves and like the purples, and like it has a peachy shade that would go really nice with the orange. So that's why I was just kind of like, it's like a maybe type situation for me. Especially since I did the other one already before, and I don't want to have too many of the same exact things going on, you know. So I'm just like, I feel like maybe we could do these two. I honestly don't know though. I have to swatch them out and then let you know which ones we end up using. However, looking at it even closely now, I'm feeling like we most likely gonna end up having to go with the Hella palette, just because if I can't swatch out enough shades, especially because these marbly shades are in here, it might not work out as well as I was hoping it would. So I'm feeling like I'm gonna just go ahead and use the Hella one, even though I don't want to because I've used it recently. So I'll figure out what we're gonna do. I do rate this one a 3 as well though. It does have some like sparkly holographic shades. It has these nice pressed shades. It has dual chrome, multi-chrome, and I feel like these are more like glittery as topper type shades. So it has a nice variety of shades. To me, it seems like a cooler or version of the Glaminatrix Cosmetics Rich palette. It kind of gives me the vibes of that too, looking at the inside of this palette. But I'm gonna go off camera, get my life in order, figure out which one we're gonna use based upon the swatches, and I'll talk to you all when we get the eyes done. So I'll come back and have Oden's eye, then Adept, Oden's eye, Adept, Oden's eye, Adept, and so on and so forth, and then we'll try each one on each eye as I'm going. Okay y'all, so let's get into these eye looks. So I did Oden's eye, Adept, Oden's eye, Adept, Oden's eye, Adept, Oden's eye, Adept. And I actually tried to make sure I didn't use any of the pinks. I was like, we'll just do like a nice green smoky eye. I'm trying to do different stuff in these videos since I've done a few of them now, and I don't want the color combinations to keep, you know, like clashing, if you will, because I've done like I think 3 besides this one. Anyway, so an Angie's palette, we're going to take Moss, Suit, Golden, what is it, Golden Bridge, and River. And those are the shades we're going to use out of this palette. And then in the Adept palette, we're going to take Moss, oddly enough, Balanced Brown, question mark. This shade, what does it say? Serenade, and the Peaceful Path. So we'll take these two right here and these two. So I'm going to start off with the Oden's Eye one. And that's so many brushes to wash, y'all, and I'm just like, no, why? It's always a whole bunch of brushes to wash, y'all, and I'm just like, why? No, why? Okay, so start off with the shade Moss. I love how both the green shades are Moss, but they're both like 2 different tones of like green. Very interesting. Ignore my eyeshadow primer and how it's like a little colored. Like I literally just did a pink and purple eye look, so I tried to make sure I got all the white covered up, but I guess I didn't get off as much of the pink as I thought, the pink and purple that I thought. So I'm telling y'all, the eye look was fire. I can't wait till y'all see that video. Like that's probably like one of my all-time favorite eye looks I've done this year in 2024, even though you're watching this in 2025. But you know, I was just like, yeah, it's really cute. It's giving I'm living. I got my car running outside because I'm like so ready to go. It's raining really bad here at home, so I'm trying to debate if I want to pick up some food to eat or if I just want to eat at home. I'm thinking Pizza Hut because they have like, you know, the $6 box and you can get like the chicken and a personal pan pizza and call it a day. I'm thinking I'm just gonna hook that up real quick and do that. I don't know though. Let's wait and see. Okay, I feel like that's enough green. I'm just going to do what I did in another video, which is do the outer V shade as our crease shade as well. I've been liking that look, so we're gonna do that. Now I'm gonna check the other shade Moss in the Adept palette, the Unity palette, and start here. See, I feel like this one is a little bit deeper than that one. I felt like maybe I should put some of the darker green in with that green, and then maybe they'd be similar. So we might dust over the top of that after I get done with this, just to see if we can get a similar look or not. Y'all know how I am. I'm trying to make it look as similar as possible. I do like the depth of the one in the Adept palette. Funny enough, well enough. I do really enjoy it. So that's what we're working with. Let's go back over to the Oden's Eye side and mix another one of Angie's greens and see if we can make it work. So I'm thinking we put the shade Decay right here on top and see if that'll help deepen it up a bit. Because in this one, when I swatched, I tried to put that in there a bit and see if it would like make it a little bit deeper. I didn't want to make it too deep though, and then like it not match at all, and I just make it too dark. So far it's looking like it might be, oh, okay, it looks like it might be helping out a little bit. Now obviously the undertones aren't going to be the same because the one we started off with was a little bit lighter, but I am liking the fact that I feel like it is giving us a little bit better of a match with that one. Okay, y'all. That's how we working, that's how we looking. Yeah, I'm feeling like it's looking a little more even now that we combine those two shades. So I'm happy that we were able to fix that problem. Now, okay, y'all, now let's get into this deeper tone shade called Soot. Now, these look like super like aubergine-y, deep, like plummy brown purple type shades. Both of them did to me. So I'm interested to see how looks are gonna look. I'm definitely gonna put the more purpley tone shade on the lid because I feel like that'll just work better than the green could be like our inner corner shade to match off these things. So I'm very interested to see how it's gonna work. I'm telling y'all, it's so cool outside. I think it said it was like 57 degrees outside. I'm like, I'll take 57 over snow though. I'm still excited that it's raining and not snow, because I think it snowed maybe like twice in Chicago since like winter started, and I'm like, yes, I will take this minimal amount of snow. But that, to me, that just proves that global warming is a thing, because it's like, it's no way in December, almost a new year in Chicago, should there be no snow. I'm just scared there's gonna be like a huge like snow blizzard and you're trapped in the house for like 3 weeks, and I'm like, no, why? So we're working with, let's just go ahead and do the outer V like I said last time in the other video, so that way we can just get all of them done, and then we'll move around and start with the you know, cutting of the crease next, because we'll have that next to do since we're doing the outer V and the crease shade at the same time right now. I'm really loving the uniqueness that I came up with this look, because I feel like this isn't something I would normally do. Like, I would automatically just go for the greens and pinks, but I'm like, I wanted to switch it up a bit, so I'm glad I did, because so far I'm liking how this is looking. And it gives a unique twist to a smoky eye, because I feel like you don't really see people doing like this shade of green for like a smoky eye. So shout out to Adept for making me think outside the box, because you know, they didn't have a whole lot of pink to choose from, whereas I feel like Angie has like almost a whole row of pink. Since they didn't have that, they only had that one pink shade, and I feel like I've used that quite a bit. I didn't want to, you know, do a lot of repeating, so because of Adept we had to switch it up a bit, so shout out to them. So I'm gonna go into the shade Balanced Brown now in Adept's palette and start there. So with this shade, I feel like it's giving a little more like true brownish burgundy, and I feel like with Angie's a little more brown aubergine, if you will. So I feel like Angie's side is giving more like a murky like green, and you see it close up in person, whereas this one just gives more like a faded, I guess, like swampy, I mean, well, more like a faded green, not necessarily a swampy green. But let's get into this outer V shade. So you're definitely starting to see the differences when it comes to like putting outer V shades on and stuff like that, because it's definitely getting more of a truly burgundy-ish brown shade and not an aubergine. But you know, it's fun. Okay, so this is what we're working with. Now let's get the glitter glue cutting, and then we'll start off with River from Angie's side. We're gonna use the shade River now. I feel like the sparkle in this matches so nicely with the greens that I chose to use as our transition shade. It's just stunning. Okay. It's real cute. Okay, so let's move on to the depth eye now. Let's get the glitter glue ready for that. Put on the shade Serenade. Now this one is interesting because it's not giving nearly as much green, silver. It's giving more, in my personal opinion, silver shift. I feel like it has a little undertone of other like shades. Like I feel like I see a little bit of possibly blue, but I feel like it's mainly giving silver, so that's interesting. So I definitely like the glitters in Angie's better than the glitters in this one from Adept. And normally I'd have been like Adept all the way. Love it. And it's not like I don't love the shimmer, it's just I don't know, a little green reflecting Angie's just gives a little extra oomph. I feel like this one isn't giving. But as you can see, they're both giving reflect, and I'm loving the reflect that they're giving. It's just, I like that one gives just a tad bit more. I mean, the one from Angie's Palette. Okay, y'all, so let's get into these inner corners now. To wrap up this video, I'll give you my thoughts. I'm thinking we'll go with a green eyeliner to match our green inner corner and our green crease. So we'll take the shade Golden Bridge. That's what we're working with. Very shiny, very nice. I'm here for it. She's real cute. And now we're gonna take the Peaceful Path. If I remember correctly, this one shifts, whereas Angie's just stays green. So yeah, this one shifts to like a green, it's a bronzy looking tone, but then like it shifts to like a green in there. So I'm really liking that. I think this real cute, little extra nice little pop and touch. So back you on up and we can talk about who I thought won. So with this one, it's hard. Just like with the last one I did that I said was my favorite before this video, that one was hard as well because it's like I like both looks. I think both of them look amazing, but I don't know, like I don't know which one I like better. I want to say I like Angie's better just because I like the fact that it's more purple aubergine-ish type brown as opposed to like a burgundy-ish red type brown. And I also like the fact that she has the green glitters that go through the purple to have a purple and green effect I really like. So I think I'm actually going to have to say I go with the Oden's Eye one. Not that the Adept one is bad, but like when it comes to the eye look, I feel like Oden's Eye just did it for me with the extra green that went along with it. Because I feel like it's a really green based palette that has pops of pink and, you know, like neutral tones in it for people to use. So I feel like I'm going to have to go with Angie's palette, which means I'm going to have to go with Oden's Eye. Oden's Eye won this. Not that I don't love Adept, but those little things just what made it a little extra oomph and gave it a little more pizzazz and made it special to me. So I say the Angie's palette wins, which means Oden's Eye wins. But comment down below and tell me who you thought should win or if you agree with me or not. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all, the diamond's 22%. Make sure you subscribe and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.
The fun doesn't have to stop here. Let's be friends over on Instagram to check out the latest fashion, fragrance, and palette comparisons. Make sure you head on over my Instagram along with little glimpses of my life. I can't wait to see you over there. And I hope you have a great day.